Prime Field.
At 6'5", Caroline Bradley stands as Louisiana's top prospect for the class of 2027. She is the number 3 player nationally. She averaged 21.8 points, 15.1 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks per game as a sophomore. Those numbers framed a recruitment that began as a hometown expectation and evolved into a national contest. This film asks a single concrete question: can Kim Mulkey and LSU convert a local prodigy into the anchor of the program's next championship cycle? The answer will be shaped by geography, relationships, system fit, and measurable development. The story begins in Oak Grove. Bradley is from Oak Grove, Louisiana. That location matters. It places her within a competitive state market and within driving distance of LSU. Mulkey's staff has made multiple visits. An in-home visit occurred in September 2025. The relationship traces back to Bradley's 8th grade year. LSU's recent pattern of in-state recruiting is clear. Michaela Williams and Jada Richard were both Louisiana's top recruits in consecutive classes, and committed to LSU. Bradley's hometown status gives LSU a structural advantage that rival programs cannot duplicate. Bradley herself stated that somewhere that my family can get to is going to be important. That logistical fact shapes the recruitment as much as any statistic. The production on the court is concrete. As a sophomore, Bradley totaled 1,595 career points and 1,146 rebounds through that season. She led Oak Grove to a 21-5 record and to the non-select division 3 state championship game. In back-to-back regular season finales, she posted a 30/23 double-double and a 31/10 double-double. Across those 2 games, she made 25 of 27 field goal attempts. In the state final, she recorded 38 points, 22 rebounds, and 6 blocks, and earned the game's MVP honors. National recognition followed. Bradley won Louisiana's Gatorade Girls Basketball Player of the Year award in Class 2, a Most Outstanding Player. She made the final 12-player roster for USA Basketball's U16 national team after a larger invitational pool. Those honors provide cross-context validation of the statistical profile. Performance establishes baseline expectation. Development will determine ceiling. What began as a local recruitment expanded rapidly. Programs with national profiles entered the contest. Scheduled visits include South Carolina, UCLA, Kentucky, Georgia, and Notre Dame. Each represents a program with recent Final Four credentials or sustained national relevance. LSU's approach has been intensive and sustained. The in-state relationship remains an explicit advantage. Bradley described Mulkey and her staff as great people and noted long-standing familiarity with the program's transformation. The competition is not only about facilities or prestige, it is about existing connections and a clear pathway for family access. The contest therefore balances national resources against local ties. Bradley's physical tools are the foundation of her projection. At 6'5", she combines size with notable mobility. Scouting reports cite lateral movement and the ability to operate through contact. Her rebounding instincts are advanced. A 15.1 rebounds per game average as a sophomore reflects positional timing and spatial awareness. Offensively, she currently leans on back-to-the-basket play, scouts project expansion into face-up work, mid-range creation, and eventual three-point creation. Her USAU 16 free throw sample, 11 of 18 attempts, and international play, 7.5 points per game in that setting, point to transferable offensive elements rather than isolated dominance. Defensively, she can defend multiple interior positions, which suggests tactical flexibility, says the tools are present. The work remains to translate them into a collegiate role. Mulkey's LSU operates with a post-centered design. Recent examples of that model include players who produce consistent double-double seasons. The program's construction emphasizes low post play within an SEC context that rewards physical interior presence. LSU has won 3 SEC regular season titles and 2 SEC tournament championships under Mulkey. The 2023 national championship team exemplified this orientation. LSU's roster construction also shows offensive spacing elements, guards and wings capable of floor spacing. That architecture would allow a traditional post anchor to operate with room inside the arc. For a prospect whose primary strengths are interior scoring and rebounding, the system provides immediate schematic alignment. Fit reduces translation risk. It also raises expectation. Fit reduces. Not all offers present the same pathway to minutes. UCLA and South Carolina pose specific roster considerations. UCLA has frontcourt depth, including Lauren Betts, an incoming 5-star frontcourt talent. South Carolina operates a deep rotation that may limit immediate minutes for a true freshman. By contrast, LSU's recent roster movement and the program's stated emphasis suggest a clearer route to significant playing time and a role as an interior focal point. Coaching pedigree also factors into recruitment conversations. Mulkey's resume of championships spans roles as player, assistant, and head coach, and features multiple NCAA titles in different capacities. That record functions as a recruiting asset when contrasted with other national programs. So recruitment, therefore, is both a roster calculus and an institutional calculus. Landing Bradley would have programmatic implications. Securing another Louisiana #1 recruit would extend a recruiting pipeline that delivered Michaela Williams and Jada Richard. A hometown star generates measurable local engagement, ticket sales, donor interest, and increased social traction. For a program seeking to reassert national positioning after sustained competition from programs like South Carolina, such commitments matter beyond a single season. The decision to pursue Bradley at scale signals an institutional intent to prioritize in-state talent as a central recruiting strategy. That posture affects both short-term roster construction and long-term competitive balance within the conference. Her recruitment is therefore strategic as well as athletic. Projection includes risk. Tall, athletic post players are exposed to injury risk due to high physical loads. Bradley's health record to date is clean, but the profile is inherently risk-bearing. Skill integration poses a different timeline. Scouts estimate that 18 to 24 months for meaningful expansion from post-dominance to a broader offensive repertoire. Mulkey's system emphasizes immediate contribution, which could accelerate playing time but also compress development windows. International exposure provided a partial test. In USA U16 play, Bradley averaged 7.5 points per game against varied competition. That sample suggests adaptability, but it does not replace sustained collegiate evaluation. The program must balance early role opportunities with structured skill work. Mitigating risk requires deliberate development plans. Caroline Bradley's recruitment is a test of institutional continuity. If LSU secures her commitment, the program extends a pipeline of Louisiana talent and signals a continued investment in a post-centric identity. If Bradley fulfills the developmental projection, she will arrive already validated by state and national honors and by international experience. Her arrival would be both athletic and symbolic, an affirmation that local recruitment remains central in a nationalized landscape. The larger question is structural. Can a program translate hometown advantage into sustained championship cycles amid intensified national competition? The recruitment's outcome will not provide a definitive answer in isolation. It will, however, send a clear message about strategy, priorities, and the balance between immediate contribution and long-term growth. This is the point at which a program either consolidates a pipeline or watches that pipeline thin. The next chapter in LSU's programmatic history will be measured in part by Oak Grove's tallest prospect.
Prime Field